Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a reading for the collective for all signs for July 9th, 2020. This is a reading for all signs, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Before we get started, I just want to let you guys know how much I love you, how much I appreciate everything that you guys, all of your comments, the messages that I receive from you, your subscribes or your subscriptions, and also just being present here with me on this journey. Okay, it just means so much to me, and I just wanted to extend a really heartfelt thank you to all of you guys who are listening. So let's go ahead and jump into this reading. We're going to invite spirit, angels, ancestors, loved ones who have passed, spirit guides, and our ascended masters to this space to deliver the messages for the collective, July 9th, 2020. What messages do we need to hear? July 9th, 2020. Ooh, guys, I am sweating. I am sweating. It is July. It has been weird where I live. It hasn't been this hot summer like I'm used to. But tonight, I am sweating. Nine of Wands in reverse, Seven of Wands in reverse, Ten of Wands. Oof, yeah, Two of Cups. What's going on? Oof, right away, I can tell you guys this is a relationship that somebody wants to walk away from or is walking away from. You or somebody is walking away from this relationship because it's too much. The only upright card in this reading is the Ten of Wands. And it's pretty self-explanatory. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. All right, overall energy, Queen of Swords. The swords can represent, yeah, some of you guys might have gone through a breakup with this last full moon. Some of you guys might feel like there's just a lot of deception. Some of you guys just might be taking a break from someone or something. I really think this might not be for everybody, this reading, but it's specifically, for somebody who is going through a separation or who's thinking about it. The Queen of Swords, like the King and the Queen of Swords for me oftentimes represent exes. The Queen of Swords could be your energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. She's the watery part of air, and she kind of represents, that Virgo Libra period. So you might be Virgos and Libras out there. It could be your sign or the person you're dealing with. But the Queen of Swords is somebody who's been through a lot, and she expects loyalty in all situations and in all relationships. Some of you guys might be finding out here that someone or something was disloyal, and it's just a no-go for you. You can't. And she's very clinical about it, because maybe this person or you have been through this situation before. And, I feel like you didn't want to believe it, but you finally heard or saw something that you just couldn't ignore. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, because I did just get this could be something having to do with work or money. But for a majority of you guys, it is going to be romantic or a union. And her sword is down. I think it could be whatever message that she received. Now, for some of you, it might not be a message that there was a third party situation. It could just be that, hey, this isn't working out. That we're not aligned. And especially with a lot of you guys who are doing the work and who are doing the shadow work and you're raising your vibration, there are certain people and situations that you won't be able to continue to be with, because they just won't resonate with you. And that's part of that timeline jumping. And I feel like the Queen of Swords is actually quite clinical about it. She's authentic. She's being true. She's speaking her truth, even if it might not be what somebody wants to hear. All right, and I like that she's coming up in the upright, because it means she's not like going totally psycho. This is somebody who, they've really thought about it, and this is really the best thing to do. The Nine of Wands, this is fire energy. Particularly, it is the moon in Sagittarius. So it could go back to something that happened. You know, our last full moon was in Capricorn. The one before that was in Sag. It was the strawberry full moon. And if you guys have been watching, hold on one second. I can't remember which of my full moon readings I pulled it out in. I think it was in one of my final air signs. But we do have our strawberry quartz, which is, which is energy that, or a crystal that we should work with during when we have the Sagittarius full moon or the Sagittarius new moon. The strawberry quartz in particular, it deals with universal love, understanding your purpose, expansion of consciousness, right? We've just come through eclipse season. So if you watched yesterday's reading, I talked a bit about that, about how we're getting these crown chakra upgrades and purges. It has powerful yet gentle healing vibrations. It's all about seizing the day. So no longer staying in a situation that doesn't make you happy or that is misaligned with your true purpose here. And strawberry quartz is going to really help you do that. It calms and soothes in a fast-paced environment. It amplifies intentions of love, gratitude, and generosity. It brings the power of new love, new romance, and new relationships, because some of you guys might just be in an outdated relationship. It may have ended a while ago, but you stayed in it for whatever reason. It's mental and emotional balance. It helps you gain personal insight and inspiration to improve your persona. So this is the strawberry quartz. It assists in meditation, past life regressions, astral travel, and spiritual journeys. It stabilizes an unbalanced energy field and brings guidance to the higher heart. Okay, so I do feel like that's really important, you guys, because I think it really speaks to this situation and what you guys are going through. Again, I feel like there's less having to do with, like yesterday, it was the Three of Swords, and there was a possibility of a third party situation. I feel like this has less to do with that and more to do with the work that you're doing. And if, two people, it doesn't matter if they're lovers or they're friends or they're family members or they're business partners, if they're not on the same page or they're not vibrating at the same level, it's just not going to work. So this Nine of Wands energy is the moon in Sagittarius, and it's about, this is about fighting. This is about, the wounded warrior. But the Nine of Wands in reverse tells me somebody wants to give up. The Seven of Wands represents Mars and Leo. So again, remember, we do have Mars moving into Aries, so fiery energy. The Seven of Wands is all about rising above. But again, when this is in reverse, I'm getting this energy of exhaustion that's just totally exasperated here with the Ten of Wands. Some of you guys are definitely either you have a heavy fire in your chart or you're dealing with fire signs. This has been a long road and it may not be really easy, but I think some of you have decided to, and I'm going to say it, horrible pun time, grab the bull by the horns with this one. And the Two of Cups, the energy being misaligned, some sort of separation. Two of Cups in reverse takes us back to the Ace of Cups, which is a new beginning in love. But I think it's more than anything, it's about really focusing on yourself at this time. And, that's what the Queen of Swords, she knows. She knows what she has to do. And she has to be true to herself regardless. And I feel like that's the realization that you're coming to in this situation. All right, we get movement, choices, and decisions. The Two of Pentacles, it's time to really make a choice. And the choice is yours. The ball is in your court. Okay, and then we get authority. We get the Emperor energy. This is Aries. So I'm hearing really loud and clear here that Mars moving into Aries is really giving you the courage to do what you have to do. For some of us, it is going to be about setting boundaries. The Queen of Swords, she does that. She's not very patient with anybody who wants to cross her, or somebody who isn't going to put in the equal amount of time, energy, and love and resources into whatever this is. For a lot of you, it might be a union or romantic situation. But again, it doesn't have to be, and this is, the choice is yours. You decide who you let into your life. You decide what energies are are allowed in your auric field. And this is something interesting. You know, there was, I think it was last week I mentioned the meme that I read on Instagram, and it was like, you know, I used to think like I was being attacked until I realized I had the power to accept or deny like whatever energy was coming towards me. And this is particular for my empaths right now, because you are going to be feeling a lot of picking up on a lot of other people's energies, and there's always a choice there. Okay. And that's something I have to tell myself almost on a daily basis these days. So you're not alone. So I'm not wagging my finger at you. All right. And then we get the truth. And this is judgment. Yeah, like judgment day has come. You know, what are you bringing to the table? What is it, if you take a look back, what is your legacy? You know, is it not standing in your truth and in your authenticity, or is it you following, you know, what it is that your soul is asking you to follow, right? And I think a lot of us know deep down what that is and what that means. And I think the longer that we kind of put that off, the harder it gets, the muddier it gets. And I think Spirit's saying, hey, this is your wake-up call. Yeah, the time is now. And don't let it pass you by. All right, we get Skunk Spirit, know your worth. Yeah, some of you guys have been in a situation where you haven't been valued, okay? Or where you haven't clearly demarcated what's okay and what's not okay. Some of you might be in abusive situations. They don't necessarily have to be physically abusive, but you know, sometimes when you don't stand up for yourself right away, or you don't say, hey, this isn't okay with me, that sets a precedent. And then, you know, it can be something that sort of builds up and nags at you. But it's really about, you know, knowing your self-worth, that you're worth this. You're worth it. You're worth removing yourself from a situation that just no longer resonates with you or your truth. Okay, and then we get Whale Spirit, trust the great mystery. Yeah, I like that. I like that. You know, I'm going back to this truth card and about somebody here, you might be in a situation, it could be a boss or it could be a partner, somebody who was or has been extremely judgmental towards you. Yesterday I mentioned some of this might go back to our parents being really hard on us, and how I was talking about this Capricorn full moon is sort of the end of this Cancer Capricorn shift, where we've been the taskmaster, we've been that really, really tough parent. And that's needs to come to an end. So for some of us, it might not be a relationship. It might be the way that we're treating ourselves. And that can be a lot of inner child work, you know, and it can be what we learned, and whether it was intentional or not, either in a long-term relationship that we've been in or something from our teachers. You know, maybe we had a toxic teacher or sibling. So it doesn't all have to be romantic, you guys, and for some of us, it goes back to our childhood, you know, being, you know, our parents being really hard on us and making us, you know, maybe we weren't shown that we were good enough, okay, whether that was intentional or not. And this can come from a lot of different situations. But if this happens over years, we create these neural pathways, and it's so hard to change those. But Spirit's saying the time is now, and it's time to really step into this Queen of Swords energy and to be quite clinical about it, you know, because it's not that you won't have a chance after this. It's, you know, you always have free will, but with this Mars energy, you're really supported in doing what you gotta do. All right, so final message for the collective. Whoop, High Priest, intend and create. You know, I like this energy a lot because, first of all, we have a little Merkaba there. Oh, some of you guys might, I know some of you have talked to you or working with Merkaba energy. We'll put that right there. But that's malachite, by the way. But what's interesting here, what I like is the High Priest. A lot of you guys are empaths and healers. We already know that. But this is like magician energy. This is you stepping into your power. You have all of the tools that you need to create the life, the love, the happiness, the job. You have the tools. It's up to you to pick up those tools and to use them or not. The choice is yours. You can hover over a situation or over past hurts and disappointments or relationships that are disempowering. Okay, you can be your story of hurt and of trauma and heartbreak and betrayal and sadness and loss and abuse. Okay, you can be that, but that's your choice at the end of the day. So if we make the choice to move away from that, to recognize that as true, as having happened, okay, and it's not ignoring it, recognize it, but separate yourself from it, okay, and then move on, move forward, because we have to. This is what this reading is saying. The Queen of Swords, she has to move out of this old paradigm, of this relationship, away from toxicity, because the time is now. You're 100% completely supported. Merkaba energy, a sacred geometry, this might be something you guys are working with or looking into. Again, this is just, this is also really mastering the 5D. Some of you guys are studying shamanism, and you know that the shaman's work is in the invisible realms. Okay, and some of you already know that, but some of you guys might be feeling stuck in the 3D or in your current situations, and this is Spirit's call to ask you to please focus more on the spiritual, less on the 3D, because that's what's going to sort of get you unstuck at this time. But you have the power to manifest. Okay, you can do this. I know you can. All right, I'm going to stop there. All right, I love you guys so much. Please, 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 please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment, share, ring that notification bell. But most of all, I just really, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for your love and support. Have an absolutely beautiful day. Take care.